Hello students, I am Dr. Ashish Kumar Suri. Welcome to Revision Summary Part 4 of Unit 8 of Management. In today's video, we will discuss two topics. First is correlation and second is regression. Including both these topics, you can expect 1 to 2 questions in your examination. The expected marks will be 1 to 2 and the difficulty level of the questions may range from easy questions to difficult questions. So we will start the topic. Correlation. Correlation means if a change in value of one variable will cause a change in value of another variable, then we will say that both the variables are correlated. Okay. So two or more statistical series may found to be mutually related. For example, a change in price leads to a change in quantity demanded. We know that usually quantity demanded decreases with an increase in a price of a commodity. So we can say that price and quantity demanded are correlated with each other. The degree of relationship between different statistical series can be studied with the help of statistical relationship called correlation analysis. So this definition is important. Please mark it. It is important. So what we are doing in correlation, we are measuring the degree of relationship. That is, we are interested in calculating a mathematical value that will give us the degree of or the extent of correlation between two variables. So here we are calculating the correlation with the help of a mathematical value. Correlation quantifies the extent to which two or more variables go together. It quantifies the extent to which two or more variable go together. If more is the change in value of one variable with respect to another, we will say that there is a high degree of correlation. When high values of x are associated with high values of y, a positive correlation exists. This means that if x and y are two variables and with an increase in value of x, value of y also increases, or with a decrease in the value of x, value of y also decreases, then we say that there is a positive correlation. When high values of x are associated with low values of y, a negative correlation exists. This means that if value of y increases, then value of y decreases, or if value of y decreases, value of y increases. So there is a negative correlation in this case. So in the first case, the value of coefficient of correlation will be positive, while in second case, the value of coefficient of correlation will be negative. This is again important. Correlation analysis helps us in determining the degree of relationship. Means we are calculating a mathematical value between two or more variables, but it does not tell us about the cause and effect relationship. This is again important. Correlation analysis does not tell us the cause and effect relationship. This means that for a given value of x, what will be the value of y? This is cause and effect relationship. If we have been given the value of variable x, then what will be the value of variable y? This is cause and effect relationship. So correlation does not study cause and effect relationship. It only gives us the degree of relationship between two or more variables. Now there are various types of correlation. It can be categorized as either positive and negative correlation. So that we have already seen in the previous slide. If high value of x is associated with high value of y, there is a positive correlation. So in that case, the diagram will be, if in such case we will plot the values of x and y on a diagram, then we will get this type of diagram. This is positive correlation. In case of negative correlation means for high value of with an increase in value of x, value of y decreases, we will get the diagram like this. And in case of no correlation, we will get a diagram like this. We cannot find out any particular pattern in this case. So there is no correlation, right? Then correlation may be linear or non-linear. Non-linear means curvilinear correlation. It means if amount of change in one variable is associated with the constant ratio of change in other variable, the correlation is called linear correlation. For example, if in a factory raw material or number of direct workers is doubled, the production is also doubled, and vice versa. So if in a factory, if we will double the quantity of raw material, or if we will double the number of direct workers, then production will also get doubled. So this is linear correlation. Correlation would be called curvilinear or non-linear if the amount of change in one variable does not bear a constant ratio of change in another variable. So if the rate of change is not constant in another variable with a change in one variable, correlation is called curvilinear or non-linear. For example, the amount spent on advertisement will not bring the change in amount of sales in the same ratio. This change may be anything. It may be linear, it may not be linear. So this is an example of curvilinear or non-linear correlation. Then it is important, simple, partial and multiple correlation. When two variables are studied, it is called simple correlation. So for example, if we are interested in finding out a relation between the price and quantity demanded, then it is called simple correlation, because here we are considering only two variables, price and quantity demanded, like relation between price and quantity demanded. In partial correlation, we consider more than two variables. So in partial correlation, we are although considering more than two variables, but consider only two variables to be influencing each other. But at a time we are considering only two variables to affect each other, the effect of other influencing variables being kept constant. So for example, change in quantity may be caused by change in price, but on the other hand, income may also affect the quantity demanded, or population may also affect the quantity demanded. So if we are considering four variables, but these two variables are kept constant, then it will be a partial correlation. Okay. When three or more variables are studied simultaneously, it is called multiple correlation. Now if we will try to find out the effect on quantity with a change in price, income, population simultaneously, then it will be a case of multiple correlation. Okay. Now these are different degrees of correlation. If the value of correlation coefficient is +1, okay, this is +1, then it will be a perfect positive correlation. But if the value of coefficient of correlation is -1, it will be a perfect negative correlation. If the value ranges from +0.75 to +1, it will be a high positive correlation. -0.75 to -1, it will be a high negative correlation. From +2.5 to +0.75, it will be a moderate positive correlation. From -0.25 to -0.75, it will be a moderate negative correlation. In case if value will be between 0 to 0.25, it will be a low positive correlation, and 0 to -0.25, it will be a low negative correlation. If the value is 0, we will say that there is an absence of any relation or no correlation. Okay. So the value of coefficient of correlation always ranges from -1 to +1. This is the range of coefficient of correlation in any case. It will range from -1 to +1. If the value is negative, we will say that there is a negative correlation. If the value is positive, then we will say that there is a positive correlation, and if the value is 0, we will say that there is no correlation. There are different methods to study correlation. In graphical method, we have scatter diagram that we have already seen in the previous slide. In mathematical models, we have Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. This is the most widely used method. Then Spearman rank coefficient of correlation. Then concurrent deviation method. So graphical method, we have scatter diagram. So if we will plot the value of x and value of y variable on a graph, then this is called scatter diagram. So if we will get any diagram like this, there will be a positive correlation. But if we will get a diagram like this, there will be a negative correlation. And if the diagram is like this, unscattered, then there is no correlation. Okay. So positive correlation, we have seen high value of x associated with high value of y. Negative correlation, high value of x with low values of y. No correlation, values of x are not at all predictive of values of y. In mathematical model, we have first Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, Karl Pearson's method, and the coefficient is known as Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. It is denoted by small r. So this is Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. The formula of Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation is this: r equals to summation xy divided by n sigma x sigma y. Here this x value is deviation of values of x from its mean. This y is deviation of values of y from its mean. Sigma x is standard deviation of x series. Sigma y is standard deviation of y series. And n is number of observations. Okay. Now there are various modified versions of this Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. So this is direct method. R equals to summation xy divided by summation x square multiplied by summation y square. Remember, whenever we are writing small x and small y, these means deviated values from actual mean. Okay, so small x is x minus x bar, small y means y minus y bar. So we are taking deviations from actual mean here. Okay, like this. Okay. Now if the value of mean of x and y is an integer value, we can use this direct method. But if the value of x bar or y bar, or the value of mean of x series and y series is not a whole number, in that case the previous formula will be a difficult one to use. Okay, then we will use shortcut method. So remember, shortcut method is used when value of mean is not in whole number but in fractions. So this is the formula for shortcut method. Just remember this formula. Here dx and dy are deviations from assumed mean. So in this case we will take deviation from assumed mean. Then in case of step deviation method, if all the deviated values from assumed mean, that is dx and dy, if we can divide all these values with a common number, then we can use step deviation method. Here dx dash and dy dash are deviated values divided by these deviated values divided by a common factor. Okay, so these are step deviated values, we can say. So these are the formulas in case of step deviation method. Just remember these formulas. Numerical may not come on these formulas. This is very important. Properties of correlation coefficient. R has no unit, it is a pure number. This means that unit of measurement are not part of R. A negative value of R indicates an inverse relation, and if R is positive, the two variables move in the same direction. If R equals to 0, the two variables are uncorrelated. There is no linear relation between them. If R equals to 1 or minus 1, the correlation is perfect or proportionate. A high value of R indicates strong linear relationship, that is plus 1 or minus 1. The value of correlation coefficient lies between minus 1 and plus 1. I have already told you. If the value of R lies outside this range, it indicates an error in calculation. Okay, so the value must be in the range minus 1 to plus 1. This is an important property. The coefficient of correlation is the geometric mean of two regression coefficient. In the later part, we will cover regression also. There we will look at the regression coefficients. So Bxy and Byx here are regression coefficient. So R is the geometric mean of regression two regression coefficients. Okay, remember this property. This is important. Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. So in case of qualitative data, we use Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. Remember, in case of qualitative variables, like intelligence, like beauty, we use Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. It was given by Charles Edward Spearman, developed a formula to calculate coefficient of correlation of qualitative variables. It is popularly known as Spearman's rank difference formula or method. Okay, so certain attributes like wisdom, like beauty, like ability, these cannot be measured quantitatively. Okay, but they can be ranked rather. Okay, wisdom can be ranked, intelligence can be ranked, beauty can be ranked, ability can be ranked. But to give a mathematical or a quantitative value to these attributes is not possible. So in such case, we use Spearman's rank coefficient of correlation. Their relative merit can be determined on the basis of their ordered or preference of ranking. So in case of unequal ranking, when rank of all variables are different, we use this formula. Here Rk is the Spearman's rank correlation coefficient. It is 1 minus 6 summation d square divided by n cube minus n. Here d is the difference between the ranks. Okay, so if x and y are two series and rankings are given to us R1, R2, R3, say R4, R5, R6. So d will be difference between the ranks. So here it will be R1 minus R4, and we are taking d square, so it will be square of this, and so on. N is number of pairs. So here we are 1, 2, 3 pairs. So n will be 3 here. In case the ranks are equal, if among these ranks R1, R2, R3, some of the ranks are equal, and here also if some of the ranks are equal, then we will use a different formula. Then Rk will be 1 minus 6 summation d square plus 1 by 12 m1 cube minus m1 plus 1 by 2 12 m2 cube minus m2 and so on, divided by n cube minus n. Here n is number of items of equal rank. This means that, say if these two ranks are equal, so there are two items of equal rank, so m1 will be equal to 2. Say if these three items have equal rank, so m2 will be 3. So here we will have 2 cube minus 2. Here we will have 3 cube minus 3, like that. Probable error of coefficient of correlation. Probable error is the value which is added or subtracted from the coefficient of correlation to get the upper limit and the lower limit respectively, within which the value of correlation expectedly lies. This probable error of coefficient of correlation helps in determining the reliability and the accuracy of coefficient of correlation R. Okay, remember probable error PE is used to determine the reliability and accuracy of coefficient of correlation R. Okay, so how reliable the coefficient of correlation? We can judge it with the help of probable error. Okay, so we will calculate a limit. How we will calculate? First, we will calculate the probable error with this formula: 0.6745 multiply by 1 minus r square. This is multiply by 1 minus r square divided by root n. So this will be the value of probable error of coefficient of correlation. So we will add this value. To R. So R plus PE, and we will subtract this value from R. So R minus PE, and we will get a range. Okay. Now, there is no correlation between the variables if the value of R is less than PE. We will calculate the value of PE. We will calculate the value of R. If R is less than PE, then we will say that there is no correlation between the variables regardless of the value of R. So in such a case, R will not be reliable. Okay. This shows that coefficient of correlation is not at all significant, right? The correlation is said to be certain when the value of R is 6 times more than the probable error. 6 times more than the probable error. This shows that the value of R is significant. So if R is at least, if R is at least 6 times the probable error, then we will say that the value of R is significant, otherwise it is insignificant. By adding and subtracting the value of PE from the value of R, okay, I have shown you like this. We get the upper limit and the lower limit respectively, within which the correlation coefficient is expected to lie. Symbolically, it is expressed with the symbol rho. This is symbol rho. This is a Greek symbol. So rho is R plus PE and R minus PE. Okay. Then this is standard deviation. Probable error determines only 50% limit of coefficient of correlation, as we are subtracting the value of P from R and we are adding the value of P from R. So it determines only 50% limit of coefficient of correlation, and it is not suitable in socio-economic and business areas. So modern statistics adopted the use of standard error in place of probable error. Now standard error is 1 minus R square divided by root n. Now look at the relation between these two. Probable error is 0.6745 multiply by 1 minus R square divided by root n. Okay. Now this expression is what? Standard error. So what we can write down that probable error is 0.6745 multiply by standard error. So this is the relation between probable error and standard error. Now another method is concurrent deviation method. This method of studying correlation is the simplest of all methods when it is desired to study the direction of change rather than quantity. If we are interested in calculating only the direction of change, that is whether the correlation is positive or negative, then we can use this method. Okay. So the value of coefficient of concurrent deviation, that is RC, it is this plus minus under root plus minus root 2c minus n divided by n. Here RC is coefficient of concurrent deviation, C is number of concurrent deviations, and R is number of pairs of deviation. Also remember that the scatter diagram, that is the graphical method of finding out the correlation, also has a limitation that it only gives us the direction of correlation. Okay, that is whether the correlation is positive or negative, but it does not tell us the value of R. So this is the limitation of graphical method. Then we have regression analysis. Okay, regression analysis is a form of predictive modeling technique which investigates the relationship between dependent or the target variable and the independent variable. Okay, that is the predictor. It is concerned with the estimation of one variable for a given value of another variable on the basis of an average mathematical relationship between the two variables. So if we have been given two variables, that is say price and quantity demanded, and we have been given some values, we have been given a statistical series for these two variables. Okay, based on this statistical series we can find out an average relationship between price and quantity demanded. Now say if the value of price is given to us, say if price is rupees 10, and if we have been asked that based on this price what should be the value of quantity demanded, then this we can find out with the help of regression analysis, and it is known as the cause and effect relationship between the variables. I told you earlier that cause and effect relationship is if the value of one variable is given to us, and if we have been asked to calculate the value of another variable, then this is called cause and effect relationship. So regression technique is used in forecasting time series modeling. Okay, so if there are two variables x and y, and if y is influenced by x, that is y depends on x. Why? Because y is influenced by x, like here quantity is influenced by price. So here quantity will be variable y and price will be variable x. Okay, so quantity is influenced by price. So we will say that y depends on x, quantity depends on price. Then we get a simple linear regression. Here y is known as dependent variable. जिस वेरिएबल का वैल्यू हमें कैलकुलेट करना है वो डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होगा, जिसका वैल्यू हमें गिवन है वो इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल होगा. ओके, और हम इसको इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल को हम एक्सप्लेनेटरी वेरिएबल भी कहते हैं और डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल को हम एक्सप्लेन्ड वेरिएबल भी कहते हैं. रिमेंबर, दिस इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट. In case of simple regression, if y depends on x, here we are assuming a simple regression between y and x. Remember this. Then the regression line of y on x will be given by y equals to a plus bx. Here a and b are two constants known as regression parameters. Remember, a and b are two constants which are known as regression parameter. B is also known as regression coefficient of y on x. Why y on x? Because here y depends on x. So here b will be a regression coefficient of y on x, and we will write it like this, byx. This means regression coefficient of y on x means when y depend on x. The regression line is known as the line of best fit. Remember, the regression line is also known as line of best fit and can be obtained by the method of least square. So regression analysis is also known as method of least square. Now we can use two normal equations to find out the value of a and b, because here we are having two variables. To find out the value of two variables, we at least need two equations. So using these two equations, we will find out the value of a and b. So the value of b or byx, because here y depend on x, will be covariance between x and y divided by standard deviation square. Okay, so it will be covariance between x and y will be what? The coefficient of correlation multiplied by standard deviation of x multiplied by standard deviation of y. So here when we are calculating byx, that is y depend on x, so we will consider the standard deviation of x. Okay, that is this variable. Okay, independent variable. So xy and xy will cancel out, so we are remaining with byx. Byx equals to coefficient of correlation multiplied by standard deviation of y divided by standard deviation of x. You can also remember, look here y comes first, तो जो वेरिएबल पहले लिखा हुआ है उसका स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन ऊपर आएगा, जो वेरिएबल बाद में लिखा हुआ है उसका स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन नीचे आएगा. Once we have calculated the value of byx, we can calculate the value of a using this equation. Okay, here y bar and x bar are the mean values. Now in case x depends on y, the equation will be like this. Remember, always dependent variable will be written on right side of the equal to sign, and independent variable will be written on this side. Okay. So B is the regression coefficient of x on y. So it will be written like this, bxy. Now bxy according to this formula will be r multiply by s multiply by sx, क्योंकि वेरिएबल x पहले आ रहा है तो sx ऊपर आएगा, डिवाइडेड बाय sy, क्योंकि y बाद में आ रहा है तो y का स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन बाद में नीचे आएगा, डिनोमिनेटर में आएगा. So the values of, look here it is written, value of bxy will be r sx divided by sy, and accordingly we can calculate the value of variable y. Here bxy and byx, remember byx or bxy, these are also known as the slope of regression line. Okay, byx and bxy are the slope of regression line, and this a is the y-intercept. If we are using the equation y on x, then this a will be y-intercept. If we are using the equation x depends on y, then this a will be x-intercept. Okay, remember these 2 points. So the regression lines can be written now like this: y minus y bar equals to byx, x minus x bar, in case y depends on x, or in case x depends on y, x minus x bar equals to bxy into y minus y bar. Look, it is byx because y depends on x. It is bxy because x depends on y. So in this way you can remember these equations. These are the properties of regression coefficient. This is also very important. The coefficient of correlation is the geometric mean of the two regression coefficients. This we have already seen. R equals to under root bxy into byx. If one of the regression coefficient is greater than unity, other must be less than unity. So if byx is greater than 1, then bxy will be less than 1. Why? Because r का वैल्यू कभी भी 1 से बड़ा नहीं हो सकता. अगर ये दोनों ही वैल्यू 1 से बड़ी हो गई तो इनका मल्टीप्लिकेशन भी 1 से बड़ा आएगा, और इन दैट केस इनका अंडर रूट वैल्यू भी 1 से बड़ा ही आएगा. सो इफ वन वेरिएबल इज ग्रेटर देन 1, अनदर विल बी लेसर देन 1. Both the regression coefficient will have same sign. Both these regression coefficients will have same sign. If byx is positive, bxy will also be positive. If byx is negative, bxy will also be negative. They cannot have opposite signs. Okay, remember this. The coefficient of correlation will have the same sign as that of regression coefficient. Now this is also important. If these two are positive values, then r will also be a positive value. But if these two are negative values, then r will also be a negative value. The average value of two regression coefficient would be greater than the value of coefficient of correlation. That is, if we will calculate byx plus bxy divided by 2, or this is also the mean of regression coefficient, then this will always be greater than r. Okay, so we can say that the mean of regression coefficient is always greater than the coefficient of correlation. Now, regression coefficients are independent of change of origin but not scale. Now, this is important. What does it mean? Independent of change of origin but not scale. Change of origin means if x and y are two variables, इनका हमें एक सीरीज गिवन है. Okay, some values are given. If to these values, अगर इन सारी वैल्यूज में हम किसी कांस्टेंट नंबर को ऐड या सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दें, और इन वैल्यूज में भी किसी कांस्टेंट नंबर को ऐड या सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दें, then this means change of origin. So if a constant value is added or subtracted from these series, then that means change of origin. अगर हम इन सारी वैल्यूज को किसी कांस्टेंट नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई कर दें और इन वैल्यूज को भी किसी कांस्टेंट नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई कर दें, then this means change of scale. Okay, so regression coefficients are independent of change of origin. This means that अगर हम यहाँ पर ओरिजिन को चेंज कर दें, यानी कि इन वैल्यूज में से किसी कांस्टेंट वैल्यू को प्लस या माइनस, यहाँ पर भी किसी कांस्टेंट वैल्यू को प्लस या माइनस कर दें, तो रिग्रेशन कोफिशिएंट्स का वैल्यूज वही रहेगा, चेंज नहीं होगा। ओके, लेकिन अगर हम यहाँ पर इन वैल्यूज को किसी कांस्टेंट नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई कर दें और यहाँ पर भी इन वैल्यूज को किसी कांस्टेंट नंबर से मल्टीप्लाई या डिवाइड भी कर सकते हैं, देन रिग्रेशन कोफिशिएंट का वैल्यू चेंज हो जाएगा। सो रिग्रेशन कोफिशिएंट्स आर इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ ओरिजिन बट नॉट स्केल, एंड ऑल्सो रिमेंबर दैट आर कोफिशिएंट ऑफ कोरिलेशन, it is independent of both change in origin and change of scale. It is independent of both change in origin and change of scale. Okay, remember this property. Now these are the difference between regression and correlation. Correlation is a statistical measure. This is also important. Correlation is a statistical measure which determines the correlationship or association of two variables. Regression describes how an independent variable is numerically related to the dependent variable. Correlation represents linear relationship. Remember, we are calculating linear relationship between two variables. Regression estimates one variable on the basis of another variable. Correlation coefficient indicates the extent to which variables move together. Regression indicates the impact of unit change in known variable on the estimated variable or the dependent variable. Correlation have objective to find a numerical value expressing the relationship between variable. हम correlation में क्या कर रहे हैं, एक numerical value calculate कर रहे हैं in terms of coefficient of correlation which express the relationship between the two variable. If this value is more, then the correlation is more. If this value is low, correlation is less. Regression have objective to estimate value of random variable on the basis of values of fixed variable. Fixed variable कौन सा variable है, independent variable. Okay, और random variable कौन सा variable है, dependent variable. Okay, so remember this point also. Then we have coefficient of determination. It is important, question may come on this. It is a statistical measurement that examines how difference in one variable can be explained by the difference in second variable when predicting the outcome of a given event. It is denoted by R square. Remember, coefficient of determination is denoted by R square. It is expressed as follows. The formula is 1 minus variation in y remaining after regression on x divided by total variation in y. Or it is 1 minus error sum of squares divided by total sum of squares. Just remember these formulas. Okay, question may come based on formula on this topic. Now these are some of the questions from previous examinations. The correlation coefficient is the dash of two regression coefficient. We have seen that correlation coefficient is the geometric mean, R equals to under root of byx multiplied by bxy. Okay, so it is the geometric mean between the two regression coefficient. So first is the right option. Which of the following statement is true? The Spearman correlation coefficient is a measure of association between two interval variable. Wrong. It is a association between two ordinal variables. Remember, it is a association between two ordinal variables. Okay, so this statement is wrong. The Pearson correlation coefficient is designed to capture the extent of linear association between the variable. This is right. We have seen that we are calculating linear association, linear correlation between the variables. In regression analysis, the dependent variable is treated as fixed variable while the independent variable is random. This is wrong. In the previous slides, we have seen that the dependent variable is the random variable while the independent variable is the fixed variable. So this statement is wrong. The Pearson correlation coefficient ranges from plus 2 to minus. This is minus 2. Minus 2. This is wrong. The correlation range from minus 1 value to plus 1 value. not from plus 2 to minus 2. So this is also wrong. So statement 2 is the only right statement. Which of the following statements relating to correlation and regression are true? The coefficient of correlation is independent of change of origin and scale. This is true. I have told you coefficient of correlation is independent of the change of origin and scale, both. The coefficient of correlation between the two variables is the arithmetic average of two regression coefficient. Wrong. This is the regression geometric mean of two regression coefficient. So this statement is wrong. The probable error of the coefficient of correlation is 0.6745 times the standard error. Yes, true. I have told you PE is 0.6745 multiplied by standard error. Okay, in previous slides we have seen this. So this statement is also true. Coefficient of correlation multiplied by the ratio between the standard deviation of the two variables denote the slope of the regression line. Yes, this is true. This statement is also true. If we will multiply coefficient of correlation, if it is multiplied by ratio between the standard deviation, that is say xy upon sx. Okay, so remember this value was what? This value was byx. Or if we will multiply r with say sx divided by sy, so remember this value was bxy. So this statement means what? It means they are talking about the regression coefficient, and I told you regression coefficients are also the slope of regression line. So this statement is also true. So statement A, C and D. Statement A, C and D. So second option is the right option. But इन क्वेश्चंस को करने का एक और तरीका है. जब आपको मालूम पड़ गया कि स्टेटमेंट बी रॉन्ग है, तो आप ये देखिए कि कौन कौन से ऑप्शंस में स्टेटमेंट बी आ रहा है. फर्स्ट में आ रहा है तो ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. थर्ड में आ रहा है ये भी नहीं हो सकता. फोर्थ में आ रहा है ये भी नहीं हो सकता. सो व्हेन यू आर श्योर दैट स्टेटमेंट बी इज एब्सोल्युटली रॉन्ग, सो जस्ट एलिमिनेट दोज ऑप्शंस इन विच स्टेटमेंट बी अकर्स. सो यहाँ पर तो देखिए तीन ऑप्शंस में स्टेटमेंट बी है. सो ओनली रिमेनिंग ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन 2. सो दिस शुड बी द राइट आंसर. So students, if you are preparing for IIT, JAM, CSIR, NET and NTGC NET, then you can buy study material from Eduuncle. This will definitely help you to crack your examination. You can also download the app of Eduuncle from your Google Play Store. On this app, you will find the support of more than 250 faculties who will solve your queries. Thank you very much.